Hello, everybody. It's Stephen and Walter here for another episode of So Chatty. Walter's fresh in from outside killing ants. We have an ant problem, and he's trying to kill them. So, if they're carpenter ants, you know how you can tell a carpenter ant, right? They have little tool belts. You go around them.
Well, we just found like 3 in the house. But...
Yeah, well, and that one was on a quilt. I had just finished. More about that. And I picked him up, and he bit me, the little bugger. Nailed me. Well, he's a carpenter ant. That's probably it. Was nail gun. Anyways, this is another episode of So Chatty for June the 14th, 2024. 1 month away from my birthday. I'll be turning 39 again for many times over. And it is episode number 145. So what have we been up to? Well, I have been up to these. Actually, I have one more block that I made this morning that I don't have a picture of there, but this is the Underground Railroad sampler quilt that, Stephanie got me onto this because she's been doing it on her channel. And I have to say I'm kind of enjoying doing it. I just don't enjoy Eleanor Burns' instructions, as I think I've said before in other videos. She's a minimalist. And the one I did today, which isn't up there, the Flying Geese one, she really didn't tell you how big the flying geese were going to end up being, but I was able to, doing some sleuth work, I was able to figure it out. I guess she just assumed that you would know how. So don't recommend the book for beginners if you can get it. It's printed in 2003, so I got it from Amazon, but I don't know if any others are left. But anyways, it'll be an interesting quilt. I like doing samplers. Haven't done any for quite a while because they're something different each block. And so if you do a block that you don't like, or that you don't like, it doesn't thrill you, then you're only doing one of them and you can move on. And speaking of moving on, okay, this one. Now, this started as a pattern, a free pattern from Riley Blake. It's called the Maple Leaf Quilt. And Riley Blake only did one block with the maple leaf. It was meant to be like a wall hanging, a table topper, I don't know what. Measured, I think theirs came out to about 42 by 42, and they had yardage for it. I decided I had all these mismatched all over the place bits and pieces from charm packs in a basket, and I thought this would be a good one to use up. But of course I changed the dimensions slightly because I like to cut my squares and half square triangles down a little bit. So if you used a 5 by 5 square, which is what they were using for 2 of them, that can give you a lot of room for trimming things up if things go askew on you. So my individual maple leaf blocks are 36 by 36. So I put 4 of them together, and I've added sashing with some cornerstones, and then I added the outside border. And I think now the quilt measures around 70 something square. I think maybe 78 square, something like that. Maybe it's more than that now. Actually, that was before I put the borders on. So it's more like 80 by 80. So it's a good size. Do I like it? I don't know. It's okay. I think this will be one of those quilts in my donation pile. I don't like the center.
Yeah, I don't like the big X.
No, well, that's the stems, and I quarter turned each one, and I think I should have rethought that and maybe have had maybe the 2 at the top both go in the same direction and the 2 at the bottom go in the opposite direction, so it wouldn't create that X. But I didn't think of that at the time. So, well, it'll quilt out. That's plenty of opportunity to do a real fancy quilt design in there in maybe a little bolder color with that. Who knows? And yeah, I don't usually go for dark, well, real dark border pieces. I did black because I had that. I had the maple leaf fabric, and I was trying to get away from using an all white background.
I actually think you should have used an all white background.
Of course you would think that.
Because some of the little points disappear into the background.
Yeah, they do. And I didn't cut the points off, but you're right, they do disappear into it. Of course, mind you, in real life, it looks a little bit different than this picture that I took.
But it looks better on the bottom than that does when we're looking at the top.
Well, also this picture is skewed because it sits on the floor and I'm not tall enough to get a real flat in it. So once it's in the camera, I skew it so it comes up, and that does screw around with things. But either way, am I absolutely fond of this? No, but it used up a lot of little pieces. It's not hard to do. It's actually very fast to do because if you're using old charm packs, because there's like a minimal amount of cutting in there as well. But it's done. It's something, whatever. Who cares? I mean, I could always applique a great big, huge embroidered maple leaf in the center or something like that. In fact, that's an idea. That's a thought. Maybe after
Maybe you could put a little one in each quarter.
What, down the squares in the bottom?
Yeah, so that if you have a maple leaf here and a maple leaf here and a maple leaf here and a maple leaf there.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Right? Then they would all, depending on which way the quilt is, you'll always have a maple leaf standing up, right?
It's a possibility. Or it may just hang in the Lucey room like where it's hanging right now until hell freezes over.
Yeah.
And I decide to do something on it, like edge-to-edge design, and get rid of it. But I don't know. It's what I call a palette cleanser. I saw this pattern. It was free. I thought, what the hell? Use up some charms on this because they're just sitting around here. And I know how you people get upset when I throw out fabric. So, didn't do that. Anyways, yeah, that's what I've been up to. I call it the Scrappy Maple Leaf Quilt. Maybe I should call it X marks the spot. The X in the forest. I don't know. But anyways, so yeah, that's what I was up to. So what's Walter been up to besides killing ants and growing grass balls?
No, I haven't done any sewing this week, so.
Are you coming to the pop-up sew day?
Yes, I plan to.
Going to do something?
Yes, I
going to finish those shirts tomorrow?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. This is one of Walter's shirts. So is this one.
Yeah,
this one he doesn't wear that often. He doesn't like it.
I don't like the collar.
It's a bowling shirt.
Yeah.
Style. And I don't blame you for that. I don't like the collar on it either. I like the shirt. I like the fabric.
The fabric's nice, yeah.
And the little added touch of the coordinating sleeves to the collar.
Yeah.
You haven't really done that on my shirt.
No, I should try that a bit.
I don't know if I like it.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, and you, well, you know.
I'm kind of like, I kind of like the colors matching the shirt. So.
Uh-huh. Well,
I mean, in this case, it works okay.
It works. It's just, it's the style of the shirt.
Yeah, plus I don't really like the way the button band looks on it.
Yeah, it's a bowling shirt. Hey, you could embroider your name on it.
It was one of the projects I did with the teacher. We did 2 of these, and I don't like either one of them. I mean, I like the shirt. I like the fabric and everything. It's just that I don't like the collar, and I'm not that fond of the button band.
Is the collar wider? At
yeah,
the tips?
it's a big thick.
Yeah, that's what bothers me about it.
Yeah, and it's supposed to sort of
very Flying Nunish.
Yeah, it's a bowling type shirt.
Put enough starch in it, maybe you can fly like she did. Whatever. And dating herself on that one. Yeah. Okay, so anyways, so
my grandmother thought she could actually fly.
What, your grandmother thought she could fly or the Flying Nun could fly?
No. My grandmother thought that Flying Nun could actually fly.
Was there any insanity in your family?
I don't know. Well, she was Dutch.
Well, there you go.
Reruns in Holland. So.
Okay.
So is that in the mod squad, my uncle thought that they really fought.
Oh. Wow. Says a lot about the Dutch. I don't know from it or about your family.
My dad said, you realize that that's fake. And he looked at him. I said, no, they fight really good.
It's choreographed. Yeah. Okay. I bet you he probably loved Kung Fu movies then.
Yeah.
With that. Well, actually, in the Kung Fu movies, they actually do those moves. But I don't think...
Yeah, but it's still choreographed.
Well, yeah. Well, it better be because in Kill Bill, there's a lot of bloodshed in there when she gets out that knife.
In the boys.
Or the boys, yeah. Well, that one's, whatever. So, speaking of Pop-Up Sew Day, you've probably had several emails from me this week. And let me explain. I did explain at one of the emails, but you may have been so sick of them you didn't want to see any more. I usually only send out one email, maybe 2 in the week just before the Pop-Up Sew Day. One I send out with the link in it. The other one I may send out like I did this morning. I sent out one just reminding people in case they didn't see the email, because that's a possibility for that. And of course, the links are always in the show notes for everything this week. So, if you didn't get an email because you're not on the mailing list or whatever, you can check there for the link. However, when I went to send them all out the first of the week, they all bounced back, all of them. Now, every now and then I have one or two that'll bounce back for various reasons, like somebody's mailbox is full or they've changed their email address or something. I don't know. That happens. But not 220 of them. And I started to go into my system and say, well, what's going on here? And tried to put them in as safe sender ones. And then I realized, wait, I've got a ton here coming through. I can never do this. So my backup email system is Gmail. And I recreated my mailing list in Gmail and sent them out from there. And Gmail wasn't a problem. And I really should probably switch over to using Gmail all the time. The only thing is it means I have to change my email. Well, I have an email address on Gmail as well. But I'd have to change it on my business cards and in my notes and things. And quite frankly, I'm used to my simpatico one. And that's Bell Canada. That's our provider. So anyways, that's why you may have got during the week gotten maybe up to as many as 3 emails because I was screwing around with the system trying to get it to work. And then today I sent one out via Gmail. Now, actually, you may have gotten 2 today, some of you, depending on where you are on my mailing list, because I got thinking of another reason why they were bouncing back to me. I tried something else, but they all went. But I didn't realize they had all gone, so I put everything back into Gmail and sent that out again. So, yeah, some of you lucky people may have gotten as many as 6 emails this week. So don't usually do that. If you're new and you got 6, don't worry, I don't usually do that. But that was the problem. But anyways, Pop-Up Sew Day is tomorrow, June the 15th. I know it's the day before Father's Day, so you may be busy getting ready for that if you've got a father around anymore, or your husband, or the kids are going to do something or whatever. So that's fine. But if you're free, like we are, then come join us. I open up the Zoom at 8 a.m., but you can come and go as you please, as you know. And it is not a YouTube Live. This is for new people. They've never been to one. It's not a YouTube Live. It is a private link. It is Zoom. It is not recorded or anything like that. I do ask, though, that you have a camera and you have it on as well. That's a security issue for me. And, yeah, bring something to work on, and we usually have a good time. So I think I'm going to be doing some major machine embroidery tomorrow. I have this pattern for a Halloween quilt that one of the people on Sewing with Stephanie and Stephen put me on to. We have enablers, and I'm easily sucked in. But I really like this. It's a wall hanging quilt sort of thing. I've made them before. You see a few of them behind me, actually, behind us. But I really like this one. And I haven't done one of these tiled wall hangings in a while. So yeah, it's going to take a long time to do it. It's a lot of tiles, Okay. I don't know if I'll have it done by this Halloween. It's kind of like that. I was thinking the other day, I still have that Christmas tree skirt in the hoop thing that I've never finished. I should pull that out and try and get it done at some point in time. But there's so many other projects I want to do. Busy. Okay, so Pop-Up Sew Day tomorrow. Sewing with Stephanie and Stephen, as usual. Come next Wednesday. You know the drill. And what else? Oh, well, I got something finally. In fact, I'd forgotten about it. And it's this. Arrow chairs. If you remember, I talked about how the seat had worn at the front edge of it because they only use quilting cotton. And I use that chair all the time. So I complain. Now, I've had the chair for 3 years. What are you doing?
I'm seeing if I'm sitting on it.
No, you're not. You're sitting on the other chair now. Yeah, it all had all worn at the front. And, these chairs are quite expensive. At the time that I bought this chair 3 years ago, might even be 4 years ago, I can't remember. I think at that time it cost me a little over $400.
That's including tax.
And that well with tax,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think they were 350.
It was 350, 360, something like that at Ultimate Sewing. And now, though, depending on what covering you get on them, and all that means is whether you get this print or that print, they range in price from about the high 400s to $650 Canadian.
Which is way too much.
Way too much. I mean, they're a great chair. I love it. It's very comfortable and everything. And being
They're fairly basic made.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
You can make your own. Like, really, you could. But anyways, I wrote a letter to them telling them what had happened and everything like that. I was expecting that I'd not hear from them or I'd get a pat answer. Yes, thank you so much for your email. We'll take that into consideration in future developments of this product. I didn't. I got a person who said, so sorry that you're having this problem. Can you send me a picture of the chair? And we would like to replace the seat and the back. And I said, certainly can. So I sent them a picture of the old chair where it was worn, and I got an email right back and said, yeah, we'll, at no cost to you, we will ship you out a new seat and back. I mean, I didn't even care if they sent me a new back. The back was fine. It wouldn't have matched.
No.
But I don't really care about that. I'm not all matchy-matchy. But I picked Duchess Blue, and this is Duchess Blue. And I expected, because I went on their website to see what different ones they had. And I said to her, well, do you have any that have a more substantial covering? Like, like an upholstery fabric, not quilting cotton. She says, the ones that are the plain color are a more substantial fabric. So you might want to consider
is that showing up on here?
No, I just turned it off from there. There it is there.
Yeah. Okay, all right.
Jeez. Louise, my God. You're observant, not? Yeah, ant bite you.
Think about something else. Go ahead. Yeah.
I'm thinking about something else.
Blah, 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 blah.
About like a 5,000 weight coming out of the ceiling and hitting you on the head.
Keep on, blah, 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 blah. Yeah.
His middle name suits him. He's a dick. Okay, so anyways, as I was saying, what was I saying? Cover chair, Duchess Blue. Yeah, I went onto the website. I saw the colors they had. I liked this color. It's called Duchess Blue. Did I mention that this is called Duchess Blue? You're sure? I have said Duchess Blue. Okay. Yeah, anyways,
that would suit my shirt.
Well, it's my chair, so screw up. But go away. Your favorite expression. Anyways, it said it was out of stock, but I thought I'll try anyways. So I did. And I expected an email back saying, I'm sorry, that one's out of stock. It's on back order. Can you pick a different color? I never got an email. And then I kind of forgot about it until, was it earlier? Monday night, Walter goes to take the garbage out at about 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
And what? You found it?
It was in the driveway. It was in front of your car. So like maybe they're thinking maybe that somebody would notice it there, but
I don't think you should give them any credit for thoughts.
Well, anyway, instead of putting it on the porch, right? And
we can't see what's in front of the garage from our front door.
Yeah,
because there's a wall. So you did what?
So, I mean, just luckily I was putting the garbage out that night, and I turned around and I see this big box. And I'm going, what's that there for?
Is it ticking?
So I looked at it. It was heavy, and I realized it was the chair.
Yeah. So, anyways, I got it. So it was delivered by FedEx. This is not the fault of the Aero company that makes this chair. It's the fault of the delivery service. And so I went on to their website. I was looking for where I could write a complaint. And say, because if it had been pouring rain out, we have porch pirates, that seems to be a common thing, and we would never have known otherwise that it may have been stolen because we had no delivery announcement whatsoever. Like nothing came after the fact saying your package has arrived or anything like that. So I went on, no, there's no place to do that. Well, you can call a number, a 1-800 number. Well, you know what that means.
Yeah, well, I did that time where I thought I had a package that was lost by them, and I ended up being on the phone for quite a while.
Yeah.
So
So FedEx, and apparently I've talked to other people about FedEx experience, and a lot of people have had a lot of problems with FedEx. I know there's going to be somebody watching this. They're going to put in the comments, I get from FedEx all the time, never had a problem. And what do I always say to those kind of comments? I go, that's great if it's working for you. That's
Ain't that
wonderful.
nice?
Ain't that nice? Which actually means drop dead, goodbye. But when I say that, so now you know. Okay. But anyways, yeah, we got in the house and it was a chair, and I got the other one apart and put it together, and yeah, it's nice. It is definitely a more substantial kind of fabric on the seat. So in the meantime, I had recovered the old seat before I got this one, and I didn't do the best job of it, but it could be recovered in something better actually. And I kind of thought, well, I wonder if I can get one of these bases that it sits on, because of course it just came. It was just the seat and the back. Actually, everything you see there, except for the wheels and the post thing here, this whole solid, this is all brand new. All of this. They just didn't ship that with it, which I didn't expect them to ship that with it, because she didn't say they were going to. In fact, when we first got the box, she said it was really heavy. We thought,
Yeah,
did they send the whole
chair,
thing
yeah.
here? Like bonus, but no, they didn't. So I looked on Amazon. Yeah, you can buy those separately, those bases, but they're not cheap.
Yeah, they run anywhere from about
150 to
up to about 150 for it.
Not up. They start.
No, I saw one for 104, but it wasn't very highly recommended. So, and the one that I saw that I thought would be nice was the 147.
Yeah, and then they were even higher price than that.
Yeah.
Some of them were like over $200 and that kind of thing. So no. And besides, if I did that and actually got a base and put it onto the old chair system, where am I going to put it? I don't need two.
Yeah.
And you can't get one and you wouldn't want it anyways.
No.
Because you've got your own little.
Well, I need a new chair. Actually, I should take the green one from down here up there.
Yeah, you've been saying that for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we should. Anyways, so yeah, so Aero Chair Company stand behind their products. I will say that. FedEx, on the other hand, no. And the closest I got to writing a complaint to them was it came up, popped up on the screen, filling out the survey to see how I was satisfied with their service. So I filled it out, and there was a part where you could write a comment. So I wrote a comment about this, blah 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 blah, and it went off. But they don't know who wrote it because there was no place to put your email in that. I could have probably put it in that box under what I had written in there as part of the text, but I didn't really think about that at the time. And I also double checked. I have an account with them, so you can track the packages. And in that, you can give them instructions, and I had given them instructions exactly where to deliver things. And it says right there, front door. And it also says that they will notify you when the parcel has been delivered. Well, that didn't happen either. But they're a shitty company. They don't give a shit about anybody. UPS, FedEx. Well, who's left? Perlator's not bad.
Perlator is owned by Canada Post.
Are they?
Yeah.
Did not know that.
I just found that out this week.
That's interesting. Oh, were they always owned by Canada Post?
No, they purchased it last year or something.
Well, that service will go downhill now. Thanks to, was it that?
Then there's Canpar. Canpar's really good.
Yeah, Canpar. We've had Canpar a couple of times over time, and they're pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not bad. But anyways, so yeah, that's the story of the chair. You may be asking about my AccuQuilt. Have no idea. It's been 3 weeks. I sent Zach at Kawartha Quilting an email Thursday. He may be busy. I think I don't remember his schedule exactly because he doesn't necessarily share it with me. But I think there was some talk that they were going to make some deliveries of batting to Ottawa or another area. And I think it was during the week. So he may be off on one of those, or he's just busy with something else.
Or he's ignoring you.
Or he's ignoring me. Well, he knows better. I don't go away. But no, I'll give him a break here. I mean, I'm not desperate. I've got the other one, the manual one, and I have been using it this week as well. So not a problem. I suspect that they've had to send it to the States to AccuQuilt.
And that might take a while.
And that could take like the rest of my life with it. So we'll see. So I'll wait until sometime next week, and then I'll send him another email if I don't hear anything from him to say, hey, did you see my other email? I hate to be pushy, but I'm being pushy. I just want to know. I mean, I trust them at Kawartha Quilting. They're not leaving me out in the lurch. They don't do that. They have good customer service. So, okay, I have to make a retraction. You know the I showed it earlier this week on the Idiot Quilter, my what I call Uncle Bob. It is the In the Hoop embroidery project. With it's supposed to be Uncle Sam. Okay, it's on because it's an American site where I get it from. I think it was Designs by Juju or Sweet Pea, one or the other. No, Sweet Pea is an American, so it must have been Designs by Juju. Anyways, one of the ladies on Sewing with Stephanie and Steven was showing hers, and I thought, well, that's kind of cute, and I love doing those kind of things. And I thought, but if I do it in Canadian fabrics and colors, then I can have my Canadian version of it. So that's what I did. I got the pattern and I made it and I showed it, but I kept saying it was Nancy who'd shown her and everything. Well, the ladies corrected me on Wednesday. It was Sue. And let me show you Sue with her creation. There's Sue Norfleet, a regular subscriber here and a regular at Sewing with Stephanie and Steven. And there's her version of it. And she did a really nice job of it. It looks great on there. But it was Sue, not Nancy. It was Sue. And Sue said she was going to hang it out on her front door for the 4th of July. And she already had a wreath to go with it. So she sent me this picture of her wreath that she had made at some point. I think she made this a few years ago. And with the Uncle Sam, I think that looks pretty good. Mm-hmm. It's a nice combination. And I love that wreath. And I'm not sure what she made it from. It might be scraps of fabric strips.
You'd have to ask her.
I'll have to ask her, but that's what I think it is. But I think the two of them look really great together. So I apologize to Sue. This is a retraction. It was not Nancy. It was Sue Norfleet. That was my enabler for that pattern and who did it first. Okay. One more thing. Rope baskets. You know how I feel, or we feel, about rope baskets. One of the stupidest things on the face of the planet to make. I know some of you love to make them. Continue to do so. If it brings you happiness and joy, do it. It does not bring me happiness and joy. I find it tedious and boring and a waste of time. But I do want to show you my latest creation. How do you like that rope basket? Nice handles, everything. Look, I didn't embroider on the inside. Isn't this nice? It could be yours. Just have to go to the dollar store, and for $4.50, you can pick one of these little suckers off the shelf. And in fact, they have different designs. Yeah. Is your time and effort and materials worth only $4.50 to make something like this? Or if you want a rope bowl or basket, why not try your dollar store?
Yeah, they had ones that were smaller for $1.75.
Yeah. They had an oval one as well. Now, you're going to say, yeah, but it's not the same as making your own. Like I said, if it brings you joy and you don't find it tedious, go for it. But the other thing is, too, yes, you can embroider inside this. Wait. Yes, you could. You just wouldn't embroider on this. You just embroider on a separate little piece that you can glue gun down to the bottom of this sucker. Why, you could decorate the whole thing with fabric. You could put a fabric liner in this.
You
could wear it as a hat. Suits you, really. Should get one of those little tail things, little fez. That you can put and it'll hold on your head too if you can get your ears through that.
Yeah.
No, it won't fit my head. My head's too smart, too big. For the brains. Yeah. So anyways, just saying. You can do it. We had mentioned that before. Go to the dollar store. You can pick one up. Well, we saw them there. I said, well, I'm buying that. So I'll find a use for it. Or Walter can wear it as a hat, as he already did. Okay, speaking of Walter, this week, part 2 of Walter Does Lucey. So you'll get the thrill of seeing Walter waste away and worry over his thread choice colors. And then you get to see Walter, I think it's in this version, if not, it'll be the next one, where Walter chooses a design. Nothing suits him. Pickiest person on the face of the planet. And, well,
And rightfully so, because then yours looks crappy when you...
He's not competitive. Yes, he's very competitive. If you haven't ever caught that, you know. If it's,
No, I just like doing it right.
like I said, for this episode, I'm calling him by his middle name, Dick. Whatever. So anyways, we have part 2 of Lucey, or Walter does Lucey, and neither one of them are enjoying it.
That's for sure.
What grabs your fancy?
White.
White. I do. There's an off. Yeah, I do. There's a spool of white above you, a big spool. Go the other way. No. That's Madeira. Over. See the big white spool? That's it. I wouldn't. We'll audition.
Okay, and what do you think?
Well, what are you thinking? What do you got in your hand? You've got white?
got dark blue.
Okay, I would also try maybe one of the other shades of blue, maybe one of the darker light blues to your left-hand side. Third one over to your left-hand side. Second row down. Third one over from the right. The other right. Okay, to your left.
What, this way?
No. Okay, move your hand over that second row. No. Go back there. There. That's the one. Yay! Maybe. Do you see anything else that's grabbing you?
This one's not round. This is still...
All right, fine. It's okay. Doesn't matter. Let's all sing. Da 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 da. Now, give me this one. I'll take that off. Okay, so what you want to do is pull some thread off your spool. The easiest way is to do it like this. Just go a handful of it and throw it down on an area. And let it cross over all the colors so you can see. Okay, let's try that one. It's easier if you spool it off the top. You don't have to worry about that little piece. Okay, what's grabbing you? How much do you want the quilting to show?
I'm not sure. Where's white?
This is white. This is it. See, you had asked where white is. I would not use white. White just you can't see it at all. I mean, what's the point of quilting it if you can't see the color on it? This is going to be painful, people. Very painful. Now that one shows up. Okay, so these are what we have here, okay? White, I think, is too light. Do you agree?
Yeah.
All right, so no white. This one is a little bit subtle. However, it does show up in the blues and the blue-grays, and it does show up on the white, but it's not overpowering. Mm-hmm. This one, mixed in with see, this one, I think, goes too much. It's much more subtle. It'll show up on the white, but in the blues, it's not the same as that. Although, if you want to say, I think this is too dark.
Mm-hmm. I kind of like this one because it doesn't show in the blues that much, but it shows in the white.
Okay.
And the blues are really busy.
All right. That's the one. Okay, so don't try blinding them. They'll just nod on you.
What do you think? Do you think this will
Yes,
look
I think that'll look fine.
okay?
Sure quilt. You screw up, it's your fault. You'll yell at me anyways, but no, I think that'll be fine. You don't have to worry about it. Okay, so put these away. Okay. Oh. Am I having fun yet? Okay. Stay where you are, because you're going to have to thread Lucey.
Okay.
Oh, we need to pick our bobbin thread, too.
Yeah, what color?
Well, how much do you want it to show? This won't show up that
No, I
well.
know. I think maybe, I was thinking maybe like the white or whatever
Okay.
in the bottom, because that's got. Unless you don't think it should show.
No, actually, I think it should show, but oh, problem here. What happened? Okay, so actually, where's the cutoff? Put it over there in the corner. It's easy to see it off the cutoff. Just throw it down here. Well, it would work. You're going to
You
get.
just won't see it.
You'll get texture.
Yeah.
You won't see it very much. Now, if you want it something a little darker, let's see what we've got.
Well, I think that.
No, that I don't think you know. Now black. Find the end of my thread. Here somewhere. There it is. Black doesn't really show up either.
I don't think any of them will show up.
Okay, well there's more up at the top.
Yeah, no, yeah, but they're the ones that give you trouble, isn't it?
No, I figured out that problem. That wasn't them. And
Well, I don't know if anything else will show up on that back unless it's maybe white, but I don't think anything else.
hey, it could be radical and go gold. See, that'll show up. It doesn't look out of place. You don't like it. Okay. Don't use it.
No, I want to use white,
All
even
right.
though it probably won't show up very much.
Okay. White it is. Shoot. Okay.
But, I mean, the quilt already is white and blue, and that's it. Like, you know.
Yep, fine.
I mean, if it was multicolored, it would be different.
It's fine. Rationalize it any way you wish.
Okay.
Okay, so we're using white. Okay, let's put that out. Put that one in the bag. Put these away. All right, so I'll show you how to thread Lucey. All right, so what are you looking for?
Nothing. There's a thread.
Okay, let's just for the sake that we're here, let's put in your bobbin.
Okay.
Okay, so pull Lucey ahead, grab your bobbin, and you need the bobbin holder. You don't have to get down on your hands and knees for this. I have the bobbin in my hand.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Okay. Now, you want your thread on here. You have a magnetic edge, that's the black. You want that to go on the inside, and you want in this little slot here, you want your thread coming off from the top. You drop that in there, pull this around, and then just loop it there, and you should have about like that. Now, you don't need to cut anything off. Line it up in your hand like this, and shove it in, and sort of wiggle it a little bit until you hear, as you're pushing, hear it click. Do not grab that. No. You have to feel.
Well, I can't feel because I've never done this before. First of all, I gotta get in the hole.
That's what she said. Isn't it exciting? Walter's underneath Lucy, trying to find the right hole.
It's there. I just can't get it in.
Well, here, let me see. I've done this many times, so I know what it feels like. I know it. The first time I ever did it was very awkward, too. First 12 times, actually. All right. Sorry, Lucy, we're fingering you.
Okay.
It's in.
Does it matter that the bobbin thread's hanging down?
Nope, it doesn't. In fact, we want the bobbin thread to be hanging out a little bit because we need something to grab onto. Okay, so what we're going to do next is thread Lucy. Take your thread. Okay, so what the hell is this? Okay, put your cone on the spool. Pull this thing over a little bit closer to you so you can see that. Okay, take your thread, put it over that hook so it comes underneath. No, not that way. Go. Tail that way. Under, right there. Okay. You're going to stick it through the middle hole. Now you're going to come up and you're going to, don't keep pulling on it because it's just going to keep coming. You're going to wrap it around in this direction, in clockwise direction, around that spool 4 times. 1, the wheel will turn. You might need your finger to hold it.
Okay, hang on.
You can pull Lucy closer to you.
Okay, so
make sure you have it in the grooves. It's not going in behind. This is the thread sensor that he's threading right now.
1,
2, 3, and 4 for good measure. Okay. Now, you're going to come to the front of Lucy for the next step. So I'm going to move it all a little closer here so the camera can pick this up. So, usually your handle is down like this. We'll just put the handle up. Take the end of your thread, and you're going to go down through this first.
here it's crossing over.
I can't see. Yeah, it does matter. How'd you do that? No, you're okay. No. I don't know what you did. How did that happen? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's okay. That's the way it's supposed to go. Okay. Go down the first hole. Okay, if you've got too much thread play here, we'll just cut it off. Cut your thread at an angle. Okay. That goes on the floor.
Okay. First hole.
First hole. Go down into the first hole. Okay. Now, come up. Okay, not yet. Okay. Here it is.
Okay.
Tricky at it.
Okay.
Okay. Come up and go down in this hole.
Come up in.
Just come right up. You're not going through anything to do with the middle hole.
Okay.
No. Up over here. Just bring your thread over top here and go back down that hole.
Oh, okay. Back up
Yeah,
and down.
yeah.
Well, you're not explaining.
Makes perfect sense to me.
Not explaining very well, Lucy.
It works perfectly well. I'm sorry, baby. I know you've got foreign hands on you. You're not that kind of girl. Okay,
Is
now.
that right?
Yep, that's right. Okay, now you want to go in between the wheels of the tension thing and pull it up. Now put your finger on here and hold up and just make sure it's coming out. Yep, that looks good. Okay, now you want to go under that and you want to come through this side of the hole. So from the back side.
Stick it in the back.
Rear entry. Well, you had it. It is very awkward.
It's somebody grab it. There we go.
Okay, now through the pigtail, just through the pigtail, just pull it there,
Okay.
and then you do the same thing in that pigtail. And now thread it through the needle from the front.
Should wear my other contacts.
Do that now. How's your end? Looks a little split. Okay, you can do that.
Okay, so you don't have tweezers, nothing, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, they're a little stupid back.
I don't care. They're my tweezers, and Lucy likes them. Learn to adapt.
I'm not. I can't see the hole. I can't see the hole. Oh. And it's like I said, I need my other contact.
Okay, grab it with the tweezers. How many people does it take to thread Lucy? Okay. And it's coming back over this way. There we go. Double check to make sure everything is going where it's supposed to go. Yep, looks good. All right, Lucy is now threaded. Okay, so what you want to do next? Now,
That was painful.
one thing you want to make sure of is these bars are not hitting this.
No.
So, but on this particular bar, you have this thing, you do not want it to hit that. Okay? Because they move independently. Of sort. And same with this one. Actually, in some cases, I should probably take this one handle off, except it's got a wire to it because, I never use that handle, but I don't. Okay. So what we want to do now is move the whole thing over, and we're just going to peel this back a bit. Don't worry, it's crooked. We know, that's okay. One thing we haven't done, though, is we haven't put the side clamps on. So you want to, and you release them with the little clip, and then just put them up on your backing fabric. And then pull them taut and lock. Now, be more generous. Okay, do that one. Okay, now pull them taut. Release your brakes with the clamps. And just pull, pull, pull more. Pull more, pull more, pull more. Okay, lock it. Do the same with the other one.
Okay.
A little more. Okay.
Okay.
There you go. Okay. Now, we're going to turn Lucy on. Oh, Lucy, you're so sexy. I just tell you this, eh? 2 switches on here. Top switch, and then there's one on here. Turn them on in that order. Top one, this is the one that runs the needle head. This one,
I'll never remember all this.
this one just turns the power onto the motor that's going to run it with the quilt path. It doesn't even matter if they're both, if they're on a. Now, one thing here, come look. There's the stitch regulator.
Yeah.
If this light's on, it means it's on. It's off right now because I cleaned Lucey and I turned that off when I cleaned Lucey. And I forgot to turn it back on. So you want that on. Okay, that's it. This is your stitch length. Just leave it where it is. That's what I use all the time. Okay. Now, we want to do a straight line of stitching just here at about an inch over here. An inch down from the top of the bag. All we're doing is making a guideline so we can make sure this is straight. So we're going to lock that with the channel locks. Go around this way. I'll go around this way. The channel lock is that little round dial here. Watch the wires and just go that way and to tighten it up. Keep going until it doesn't have to be so tight that it's not moving, but firm. Sorry, you gotta go the other way. That loosened it. Okay, go the other way. Righty tighty, lefty loosey.
Yeah, I wondered about it.
Well, I'm sure, but you didn't say anything, did you?
Well, I just was following instructions.
Okay, let's see. That should lock the head. Okay, that's probably enough. Yeah, we're locked. All right, go back around the front. So now you want to pull up your bobbin thread. So you take this, just put that back there, and you
Just hit it once, right?
Just hit it once. Let it go down, and let's hit it. Now hit it again. Now, to pull up your bobbin thread, you just take your thread that's here and just put it under. And you see there's the bobbin thread. Straighten them out, and there you have the two. Okay. So now what you want to do is hit the bottom switch on there to get it going, and you're just going to go right across this. Don't worry about anything. You don't pull it towards you because there will be a little give. Just go right straight across.
I have to keep holding?
Yeah. Well, no, you don't. You can let go of the switch. Do it again, and just move the handle. What? No. Let me show you. Let me show you. Okay. Back away from the machine. Okay.
Well, no, I need it from the top. That's why.
Well, hit it from the bottom.
You didn't tell me that.
At the bottom of the switch.
No, I pulled it from the top.
Just go. Don't hit anything. It's going.
Instructions, proper instructions.
Step and trip over your foot on the floor.
Proper instructions would help, you know.
I've given proper instructions.
No, you didn't tell me which way to
You don't listen. There will be comments in the section. Like, there'll be the ones your fans will go, "You're right, Walter. Stephen didn't tell you to do that." Okay, so over there, keep going a little bit. Okay, to stop it, hit the bottom button. Now hit your top button to raise the needle. Okay, move your head just a few inches to the right. Just move the head. Just pull it over. Now, drop your needle. One hit on that. Okay. Now,
Now what?
well, we got to pull your bobbin thread up. Okay. So you grab this. This is the excess here, and you just bring it back up. And then, well, we didn't do that right. But there we go. Okay, so that's pulling it up. And we just trim it. Okay. We move Lucey all the way back over this way.
Did you cut the bobbin thread?
I just cut the bobbin thread.
It didn't look like you did.
I didn't. What did I cut?
You cut the top
I
there.
cut now. You're getting me all confused. I don't have any problems with it. I go into automatic mode with it. All right. Now what you want to do is take the top of your quilt and get it so you get that top edge of your quilt right along that line. And it takes a little bit of manipulating, and you don't want any wrinkles. It doesn't have to be absolutely perfect, but as perfect as you can get. Okay, we're going to tighten this up a bit because we've got a little slack here. All right. Make sure there aren't any wrinkles in the batting beneath. Okay.
Yeah, no, you're pulling that thing back up.
Yeah, I know. It happens. Okay, too much.
Okay.
Like I said, it doesn't have to be absolutely perfect,
Okay, fine.
but close. Okay, it's just to keep it straight. All right. Now what you're going to do is we're going to release the channel lock.
I'll do that for you. Since you know how to do it. Since you gave me the wrong instructions in the first part.
I don't. Okay. So what you're going to do now is you're going to put a line of stitching about 1/8 of an inch down from the top of the quilt. And as you go along, you're going to walk your fingers. So I'm going to show you what that means, just to keep it smoothed out. So get this under here, we're supposed to go. We're going to pull up the bobbin thread. Okay. And I drop the bobbin thread. Now I've doubled the bobbin thread. Ah! I never have this problem when I'm not doing it
That's
for
what
you.
you say.
Try this again with feeling. Okay. It's not my bobbin thread. Bobbin thread is white. Oh, there it is. I couldn't see the bobbin thread. That's why, because it was white against white. But somebody insisted they had to have white. Okay, I've got my threads up here. Just cut off some of the sixes. All right, I will get this started and show you what to do. So, making sure it's tight, get down here and go roughly 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch. You're going to be trimming this off. So the idea here is to try and keep this straight. Now, what you can do is you can put the horizontal lock on.
Just leave it.
All right. Okay. Tip. Don't use your hand. Give it a little bit of a push. Guess I was showing off.
Yeah, you didn't like it. That's like 1/4 of an inch.
That is fine. It will be trimmed off.
Yeah, well, I didn't want that part.
A bolo. You don't know what you want. Okay. Don't put your hand in front. Put it off to the side. Yeah. Okay, go right off. Okay, stop. Now, you want to pull up your bobbin thread. You just grab that, go down again, pull it up, you get the loop, you cut, you cut. Okay, now, you've got the top basted. Now what you want, the top line. Now what you want to do is just gently straighten up the edges. Make sure there's no bulges in your batting. If there was a bulge in your batting, just pinch here and pull. Don't, because the batting can rip and you'll get a hole in your batting. Sometimes you need to put your hand underneath it a little bit because I can feel a bulge there. Not that the bulge there would matter, but because you're not going to be sewing over that yet. But for quilting with it. Okay, so now you don't want to distort the edges. You want to keep them as straight as possible, but you don't want any puckers in the middle. Okay, that looks pretty good. Yeah. Nice surface. Now I'm just going to, this has a tendency to slip a little bit. So I'm just tightening it up again. Okay, now you want to baste the sides. So you want to start up here and you want to pull up your bobbin thread and then you want to come along as close to this edge as you can.
What do you
Put it under, just slide it under and you'll catch the bobbin thread and pull it. And it's hard to see because the bobbin thread is white against the white batting. Yep, that's it.
Okay.
Okay, and now you want to stitch right straight down to about an inch away from the bar. Now in this case, what you want to do is if it's starting to bulge up a little bit, you should pull it from down here, as opposed to putting your hand and it on the other one, because that's not going to go anywhere, because that's already stiff. Okay, stop. Now, just move over here off to the side. Without, no, just pull the whole thing over. Put your finger under there.
Under where?
Under the thread. Okay. Then top button. Down. Up. Move it to the side, holding that thread. Pull up. Trim. Over here. Okay, now we have a button. Bad.
Can't even control your own machine.
Well, I can't do it when you're standing in front of me. Okay. Now you're going to do the same thing over on the other side. Now you want to pull that down a little bit. No, you've got a bulge.
You got a bulge.
No, up here you've got a bulge, see?
Oh.
Okay. Pull your bobbin thread. Before you pull your bobbin thread, where's your end? Okay, you want to have something you can grab, so just pull that, yeah, there you go. Okay.
Oh.
No, okay, now, just put it under. Find find your white thread, your bobbin thread, pull the two of them out. Okay, and now just do a straight line down, making sure you don't have any.
Those pieces that pull apart a little bit.
That's okay. This is why you're doing basting. It'll hold them back together because they will on the edges. Some people put a basting stitch all the way around the outside of their quilt when you do this before it even gets onto. That would have been a good idea. Well, that's if you got joints like that, that might be really done. But this will hold them in fine. Yeah, you're okay. Okay. Pull, needle up. Bring it over. Needle down. Pull up on that thread. Needle up. Now, just move your machine until you can see where's your thread. Okay.
I saw it come up for a second.
Yeah, because we moved the machine. There it is. Scissors. Clip. No, you do it.
Both?
No. Just, okay, now you can do this one. Okay. You might want to clean up here. So they're out of our way. All right, you have basted your quilt for that. So I think that's enough for this episode. And wasn't that exciting? And I will have to do some fast forwarding on here as well. But now you have basted your quilt. What have we learned today, Walter?
I've learned that you don't know everything. That you turn me to turn knobs the wrong way. And you don't know how to open or operate this button.
I do, but I'm not used to having someone standing in front of me when I do it.
Okay.
Like I said, to me, it's second nature now. It wasn't always that way.
I mean, I did watch you do a few quilts when we were at Tracy's and that, and I've completely forgotten how to do it.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. You have to do a lot of quilts, and eventually it sticks in your mind. Okay, that looks pretty good. So in our next episode, what we're going to do is we're going to pick our pattern, which will be fun because this will take 3 days. So we will be back for that. So next week, part 3. And I don't know what's on part 3, but there's another part in there. So they continue.
Probably finishing it.
Yeah, well, no, I think I have 5 parts.
Oh my God, that's just right. How are you dragging this thing in?
Well, because I don't know on this part. I can't remember what's on part 2, but it may have only took us up to picking the thread in the pantograph. It may not be the actual you sitting there and quilting it. And
you should have a note as to what's in each one. Like 5 parts. It only took us a couple hours to do.
Yeah, that's why it's in 5 parts. It took us more than a couple of hours to do it. It took us half a day. So, anyways, this is bitch and complain. Bitch and complain. And don't anybody write a comment and stop picking on Walter. I hate those comments. If anybody's picking on anybody, he is picking on me. Not the other way around. So, next week, part 3. Yeah, that's pretty much the end of this episode of So Chatty. Don't think there's anything else to tell you. Just again, pop-up So Day Saturday. Be there, be square. And for those of you of the fan club, Walter will make an appearance at some point. It won't be at 8 o'clock in the morning. Who knows when it will be. But he has been getting up a little earlier.
Except for today, man.
Yeah, you have been. Must be the new diet kind of thing. Giving him more energy. Yeah. We still have to, and when I say we, you still have to square up that quilt and bind it. The whole bit. Well, if not, maybe.
Let me finish my shirt first.
Well, you have to get the quilt done by the time we go down to Georgia in December.
Okay.
Yes, Stephanie wants you to bring that because she's bringing hers, and we're going to put them side by side. And I will go, oh, I like Stephanie so much better than Walter's. But the rest of them there go, Walter did a really nice job. Stop picking on him. Whatever. Okay. End of today's session. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.
Bye for now.